Craig Slater's here with us. That means we're going to talk about Formula One and the breaking news we brought you earlier this morning. Franco Colapinto is replacing Jack Doohan at Alpine, starting in next week's Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. So Craig's here to tell us all about it. Craig, you've been hinting at this for a while. We've been talking about it on Sky Sports News. A driver change, this stage of the season. I mean, we heard last night with Oliver Oakes leaving as team principal, Flavio Briatore taking over. Would you say that those two decisions, the driver change and the change at principal, are linked?
Interestingly, not necessarily, is what I'm being told behind the scenes. That the factory were informed, well, they only found out last night about Oliver Oakes. They were informed yesterday that 2 bits of news were coming, and no reasons have been given thus far as to why Oliver Oakes is leaving as team principal. Yes, it's an assumption that he perhaps, I don't think necessarily in principle disagreed with the fact that they were going to switch Doohan and Colapinto, but maybe, and this is him talking to Flavio Briatore there, and that was actually on Sunday evening in Miami at the Grand Prix. He possibly disagreed slightly with the timing of it. Was there the sense in his own mind that, am I team principal, or are the big executive decisions really being taken by Briatore? Is this job not quite as it was sold to me when I took it on? But perhaps there are other aspects going on behind the scenes that we'll only find out at a later point. So this might be a factor, the fact of the switch coming now and the decision being taken. Maybe he feels that Briatore just needs to be team principal in name, although whether he actually takes that job over permanently or seeks another kind of deputy, a bit like Oakes, to run the factory while he is the public face of the team, I think that's likelier. There are people like David Sanchez, Dave Greenwood at Alpine that can do the kind of oversight of the factory while he does the politics. But yes, no explanation exactly why Oakes has gone, and there could be some other issues behind the scenes that have prompted that. But the driver swap itself, not a big surprise, no.
Not a big surprise with Colapinto coming in, but just for 5 races. I mean, no pressure, mate. Go on, show what you can do. Do you like all that change in the drivers, by the way? I mean,
it's Formula One. It's a ruthless business. It's very tough on Jack Doohan. He had performed pretty well, you have to say. Yes, he had some crashes, but he did show decent pace. He outqualified Gasly at the last race, and he has had this hanging over him since Alpine signed Colapinto. And we have to say, that's significant in itself, and is maybe the biggest single factor with regard to why Colapinto is in the car now, and that is the financial compulsions of all of this. My information is that Alpine paid €4.5 million to get Colapinto on a loan deal from Williams, although within 5 years, potentially, he has to go back to Williams. But he brings in a lot of money, maybe up to €20 million per season, only if he drives, however. So he has to be in the car. The other bigger picture question here is, Alpine think they're going to have a good package for next season. They've got Mercedes engines, their chassis is already very good, they've got some good people behind the scenes. They might be one of a quartet of teams that can potentially fight for the championship next year. Even some people are linking Max Verstappen with a potential move to Alpine, although that seems far-fetched at the moment. So they've got Pierre Gasly, who they believe in. They've had a look at Jack Doohan. Franco Colapinto, they've already given 4 tests to in a historic car alongside Paul Aron, the young Estonian, who is also on their books. They want to evaluate the best driver pairing for 2026. Maybe at the end of these 5 races, if they might decide against Colapinto, maybe they'll give Aron a run in the team. I think that's unlikely. I think Colapinto, if he does okay, will stay in for the rest of the year. But that's the idea that this is a little bit of a driver X factor, a little bit of a competition and comparison between them to see who partners Gasly next season. Aside from that, the financial inducements behind Colapinto make him an attractive prospect if all other factors are equal. So that's how things are. It's a tough world, it's a cruel world, but it's a ruthless world, and ultimately, Flavio Briatore is a tough guy who takes tough decisions. And this is very much out of his playbook, you have to say.
Drivers getting younger and younger. A lot of good young drivers getting through.